acting stupid, but being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young. So you guys, to start off this look, I'm going to begin by applying Strobe Cream all over my skin. I'm going to use this as a foundation primer, and it gives my skin kind of a luminous finish before applying the foundations all over the skin. Now MAC has a sale. If you go to their website, they have the minis on sale for $9 right now. So if you want to try this out or try this primer out, I think that's a great way to start because they're getting rid of the little mini travel size ones, but it's going to last you for a very long time, and it's half the price that it normally would be right now on MAC's website. Afterwards, I'm going to use a foundation that's about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone and apply this to the center of my face. I'm only going to apply this only to the inner center of my face, kind of in an oval shape, and then around the perimeter of my face I'm going to apply a foundation that actually matches my skin tone. Now this is just the way that I like to apply foundations. I think that this is the best way for me to get the best possible outcome is by doing the lighter and darker foundations instead of mixing them together and creating one color. But it also doubles as a highlighting hack. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words a little bit. But it doubles as a highlighting contouring act. So sometimes when I don't have time to do, highlighting contour, doing this, just the foundations, really just helps because it kind of creates that natural light in the center of my face. Once I blend out the darker foundation, I'm going to use the pointy part of the Beauty Blender to blend along the line where the darker foundation and the lighter foundation meet together. That way they can be seamlessly blended together without losing any of the distinct colors. Now after that, I'm going to apply Tarte Shape Tape underneath my eyes and highlight with this color. Before I used to use an under eye corrector in order to correct the darkness underneath my eyes before, but I find that this product gives so much more coverage that I don't need to apply the under eye corrector beforehand, because this just kind of really does erase any thing that is underneath my eyes. So, and I think it dries absolutely beautifully. So when I'm using this product specifically, I tend to not apply the under eye correction just to avoid applying a lot of product underneath my eye area and to prevent creasing. Now to blend out the corners of the highlighted area, I'm going to use the fat part of the Beauty Blender and just kind of softly blend that out along that darker foundation area. Now with the Duo Fiber Brush, I'm going to apply my concealer that is going to act as a contour, and I'm going to apply it along my forehead and blend it towards the center of my forehead and then along my cheekbones at an angle. And this is just going to kind of create this kind of lifted angle look on my face. Naturally, my cheeks are very rounded, so sometimes in different looks I might apply this contour at an angle just to kind of give that kind of lifted, more sculpted look. With the fat part of my Beauty Blender, I'm now going to blend out my contour. So the way I use the same Beauty Blender to blend out my contour and highlighting is that I use the fat part of the Beauty Blender to blend out all dark colors. So the darker foundation, the darker contour, it's all going to be used to blend out using the fat part of the beauty blender. But the light colors, you guys, I use, you know, the lighter foundation and the highlight underneath my eye. I'm going to use the pointy part of the beauty blender in order to blend that out. And I switch between the two depending on which area I'm in order to get a seamless blend without having the colors run together and get all ready and kind of end up on top of each other. Now this is a new trick that I'm trying for the first time, and I'm applying a very light concealer to the inner corner of my eye. And I just want to open up that inner corner of my eye, almost the side of my nose, in order to make that inner portion of my eye a little brighter than it naturally is. So I apply the concealer and then blend it out with the pointy part of my beauty blender because that's designated for all the light colors in the, you know, foundation process. I don't know if you guys can tell here, but the top is without it and then the bottom is with it. And I find that especially on camera, it does make my eyes appear a little larger. Now I'm going to set all the light areas, the places that I highlighted underneath my eyes and on top of my eyelids with Banana Powder by Ben Nye. And it's a yellow based powder and it just keeps everything very, very bright while setting it until I apply powder all over my face at the end of my doing my eyes and brows and all of that.
All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing with the wheels.
Now I'm going to transition to the brows, and I'm going to actually use a lip liner for this brow application, especially in the front of the brow. I'm going to use this color because it's very, very soft. It's a light, kind of a reddish brown color. It's Cork lip liner by MAC, and I'm going to apply this so that my eyebrows are very soft at the head of the brow because the eyes are going to be a little bit more dramatic. So I don't want the brows to be as harsh and as dark as they normally or naturally are. So I'm just filling it in with the pencil, and then I'm going over at the end with a volumizing brow tint on an angle brush just to clean up the tail of the brow and make sure that it is pointy and very, very clean at the tail of the brow. And the colors immediately kind of blend together. After that, I'm going to use a concealer brush and this cream to powder foundation that's about 3 to 4 shades lighter than my skin tone, and highlight the outer 3/4 of the brow. And I'm going to go along the tail of the brow and then blend that color down, and then use my finger in order to kind of warm up the product and blend it down towards my eyeball. That way this kind of creates, you know, an easy brow highlight without having to add more products later. So I typically don't add eyeshadow to this area to highlight my brow bone. This will do the trick, and I'll just leave it alone. Next, with a fluffy dome brush, I'm going to pick up this kind of brownish red eyeshadow color, and this is just going to act almost like a contour for my eyelid. You're not really going to see this color very much when the whole eye look is finished, but it does create a little bit of a contour right there along my brow bone and into the inner corner of my nose. Then with my finger, you guys, I'm going to use this cream eyeshadow and apply it all over my bottom lid, on top of my eye crease, and pretty much up to that matte brown eyeshadow that I used in the socket of my eye.
Going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing where the wheels won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid.
Then to make sure that the edges are blended out, I'm going to go back to that brush that I used for the brown eyeshadow with no added product but what was really just left on it, and go over the edges of that cream eyeshadow. Then I'm going to use a very light pink, kind of mauve eyeshadow and press this all over that shimmery eyeshadow. Applying mattes on top of shimmers just kind of helps to give it a little bit more movement and so that it's not so matte. And also, you guys, I want you guys to notice that describing the colors kind of in a general sense. So if you don't have these exact colors that I'm using here, feel free to use colors that you already have at home. If you like this look and kind of want to follow along or recreate it or anything like that, please let me know if you do. That would be so cool to see your creations. But I just want to let you know you don't have to have the exact colors or products that I'm using here in order to create this look. Now in the socket of my eye, with my eye open looking straight into the mirror, I'm going to use this crease brush and I'm going to apply this fuchsia eyeshadow color in small circular motions. I'm doing the small circles because that's going to build the intensity but also blend it in as well. So I'm applying this starting at the outer corner and then working my way to the inner corner of the eye. But I'm more so going closer to onto the nose opposed to, you know, the inner tear duct. So I'm kind of angling it towards just the side of my nose opposed to the tear duct, just to kind of make sure that the inner eye area stays very open.
I've never seen you clearer than that.
And I just keep going in circles and circles over and over again, picking up a little bit of color on the tip of the brush and then working the circles all over again until I get to kind of the desired look. So I'll just keep going until I get to the eyeshadow to the intensity level that I want, and then I'll stop.
Switch, kill the lights.
Next, I'm going to use this straight edge brush to apply gel eyeliner and stamp it along my eyeline. If I was to do it again, this is my first time using this brush, but if I were to do it again, I would not use this brush. It was very, very hard and it didn't give me a straight line. So I ended up just kind of finishing the work on both eyes, but then having to go back with my normal small straight edge brush to kind of make the eyeliner very, very straight. You guys know what it's like when you have an idea in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look so good, and then when you do it, it doesn't turn out that way. Well, that was the case with this red eyeliner. I really thought that the red would pull out like the pinks and the purples and stuff like that, but it kind of made me look like my eyes were red, like irritated, you know? And after kind of stepping back, I was like, this is not gonna work. So I went on to do my eyeliner and then eventually applied some black eyeliner on top of that, just to kind of erase the red eyeliner. It was a fun, innovative thought that I thought would work in my head, but didn't really execute well. Then I took this small pencil eyeliner brush and kind of worked that eyeliner through my bottom lashes. And this is a trick to make my eyes appear a little bit larger, especially with the lashes that I'm going to apply on there. And I just kind of smoked out the bottom of the lash line. And I really, really liked the way that it turned out. Next, I applied these false lashes that I absolutely love, but are now discontinued from Amazon. They were like $4 for like a pack of 4 or something like that. And I love the style, and I cannot find, they discontinued them, and I cannot find anything like it because I'm pretty picky about my lashes, but I was so grateful to find these when I did, but I can't find them anymore, you guys. But if I do find something like this, I'll share it with you. I applied a little bit more of that fuchsia eyeshadow to the outer corner of my eye in small little circles, just to kind of enhance the outer corner just a little bit.
All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves.
Now with a large powder puff, I'm going to apply this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the color number 35 Deep all over my face. And now my face will begin to kind of merge and appear more like one color than two separate foundations because I'm going to apply this layer of loose powder on top of it and kind of blend the whole look and skin all together. Now this is something I never usually do, but I decided to take a rose color blush and apply it directly to the apples of my cheek. And then kind of blend it up and out. But I wanted to focus a lot of the color directly on the apples of my cheek and then apply some along my nose and my forehead for just a slight hint of glow. I know we're acting stupid. Last but not least, I'm going to return back to that Cork lip liner and apply it along my natural lip line and finish it up with this butter gloss in the color Tiramisu by NYX. Y'all, these butter glosses are so beautiful. I got 3 colors and they're absolutely gorgeous. The texture is amazing, and there's not enough words. They don't give you like that lip gloss residue after wearing it and speaking for a long time. They're absolutely beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.
I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of our